There we go. Okay, and what we should be doing every single day. So this is a Zoom. If you guys are on here, you guys are so lucky because you definitely don't want to miss this Zoom and miss all these awesome tips. So I am just so thankful for all the leaders who are stepping up to just teach you guys tonight. So if you guys do have specific questions, please put in the chat. And I just wanted to pray over everyone just really quickly, and then we'll get started. And then the other thing, you guys, if I can just have you turn on your cameras. I know some of you guys are making dinner or maybe driving, but if I can just have you turn on your cameras just to show everyone how much you appreciate them jumping on here, that would be so awesome. We love to see your faces. All right, so let's just do a quick prayer over everyone. So dear Lord, we are so gracious that we get to come together and learn together and do this training together. Lord, please be with every single person who is speaking tonight and calm their nerve. We pray for everybody who's on this Zoom that they take in all the tips and that they can utilize it and share it with other people and to grow their business. Lord, we're so thankful that this business is our vehicle to serve other people and to just create something that can provide us an extra income from our phone. And we're so lucky that we get to do it together. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right. Okay, so let me see. Okay, let's see. Okay, I have Allison going first. Let me see. Okay, Allison, let me spotlight you, my friend. Okay, so Allison was actually on our last opportunity Zoom. Everyone on this team, you guys, everyone who's speaking tonight is on VIP Amy, her team. She's a triple diamond. And so Allison, wait, do I have you going first or Ashley?
I think you have Ashley going first.
Oh, yep, I have Ashley going first. Sorry, Allison. You'll be up next. Let me find Ashley really quick.
What?
Ashley, where are you, my friend?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I see you. Let me spotlight you. Okay, yay. Okay, so Ashley was actually a winner of our leadership retreat. So she spent the weekend with us, a couple weekends ago, and it was just so amazing. So I'm excited for you guys to take nuggets in from her. Ashley is so amazing, and she's an emerald in this business. And she's going to give you guys some tips on posting, why we post, the importance of posting. So Ashley, let me see my questions for you. Okay, can you talk to us a little bit about, when you first started, how did you know what to post? Like, what did you, what gave you inspiration? Like, how did you know what to post? Because I know we just get into this business and we're like, holy smokes, like everything is new for us. So how did you know like what to post when you first started?
So a lot of the times at the beginning for me, I did a lot of copy and paste, but I reworded things. And then I also went into our team page and I stole out of the pictures under the photos. And, I went into a lot of people's team on the team page. I would go into their profile and I would kind of just look at how they posted and stuff they said and went off of that. So, I searched different people's profile. There's magic posts that you have in there and I went off of that. But a lot of the times when I very first started, I did a lot of copy and paste, but then I reworded a lot of stuff. So that's how I did it at the beginning. So now for me, I stick to coffee a lot because that's what I like the most. I just do a lot of coffee and I do a lot about my personal life in the mix of me posting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. So you post about the coffee because Okay, obviously you use the coffee, and so hold on, let me see who's ever. Make sure your guys' phones are muted if they're not. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you post about the coffee because you use the coffee. So how important is it to be a product of the product? Like, is that where you're getting your inspiration from because you're using them and you're loving the products? And
Yeah, so at the beginning, I kind of did a little bit of it, and I still do a little bit of everything. But for me, it's the coffee and the greens are my go-to. The coffee and the greens are what I use every day.
Mhm.
I do a lot of the ThermoFed X too, but that's because, I've lost 31 pounds and it's pretty much been from the coffee and the greens.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so you were saying that you got a lot of your first posts, like when you first started this business, on our team page. So what she's talking about, you guys, is we have in our units team page, if you go to number 7, like the unit number 7, you guys will see it's all about posting. And there's all kinds of videos, there's all kinds of sample posts that you can use, that you can get ideas from. So, okay, so so you post about the coffee and the greens because that's what you use. That's how you've lost a lot of the weight. So you post about our product. And then how about like if somebody's like, okay, well, I haven't made money yet. Like I've been in this for 3 weeks, I've been in this for 2 months, and I really haven't made drastic yet. So, sorry, hold on. So what do you tell people who, say that? How do they post about the opportunity when they haven't quite had that success yet?
That post about what? I'm sorry, what now?
Go. Get down here. I said go.
Really distracted.
Go.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute everyone. Okay, can you unmute yourself? Are you unmuted?
Okay, yeah, now.
Okay, whoever is Galaxy S10 needs to mute themselves. I don't know who that is, but I'm trying to mute him and I can't. Okay, so I don't even know. I got sidetracked. Sorry. Oh yeah. So what do you say like when somebody hasn't quite had that success yet? How do they post about the opportunity to get distributors?
Oh, how do you post about the opportunity? So for me, I post about the opportunity. I use a lot of like just personal life of what I want. Cause I haven't gotten everything I want so far. So I do, when I post about the opportunity, I put about my personal life and what I'm gonna want from it. What I'm for in the business to get. That's what I do. Or some of like I want freedom and I want to stop working. So I'll incorporate a lot of that into my post about opportunity. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I love that. So you post about like your goals and your sorry, my phone is like okay, so can you guys hear my phone when it rings, or is that just on my end?
No, you can hear it.
Okay. So you guys post about or you post about the opportunity and kind of what you're wanting out of this business,
Yeah.
your goals,
My family.
your family.
I kind of incorporate all that, like my goals, what I'm wanting, my family, what I'm going for in the business. That's what I kind of. And when I post, I use pictures of me, or pictures of my family.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Is there anything that you do like after you post to get up interaction with? Like to increase your interaction from your post?
Like after I post, or?
Yeah. Like do you do anything to increase interaction?
Like about 15 minutes after I post, I always go and comment on it. But I mean, a lot of the times when I use for any kind of post, like if it's like take the 2 pills I get a lot of interaction when I do a plain colored background.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of interaction from the who wants to, or testers needed posted, or who wants to make an extra $500 extra month. I get a lot of interaction from those posts like that.
Yeah.
So I'll try to do one of those every other day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And then can you kind of talk to us about stories? Oh, well, before I do, how often are you posting?
So I post every 2 hours, and I don't just post about the business, or I make sure I post about the product, the business, and my personal life. And I'm, make it my, oh my gosh, I make it my personality in all my posts.
Awesome. So you guys hear us talking about the 5 pillars that make us up. Like, what are the 5 pillars that make you up? And so that is things that like you are interested in. And that is what you kind of want to post about, like what Ashley's saying. Like she posts about like what she loves and she trickles in like the business with it. So, you know, for instance, like, you know, my 5 pillars would be I'm a boy mom. I am into health and fitness. Like I love sweets. I am huge into my faith. I love like clothes, you know, like things. I love to travel. Like those are the things that like I will post about, that I express myself with, and I add in the business with it. Like every single person on my network knows that my mornings I am snuggling with my kids because I post about it every single day. So what are the 5 pillars that make you? You know, so this is number 1, you guys, of the 4 core and more. So I want you guys to write down, number 1 is posting. Okay, and just like Ashley was saying, she posts every 2 hours. And it is really important to post at least 3 times a day, if not like how Ashley is, every 2 hours. Because the thing is just because you post in the morning, half of those people are not even going to see your post when it comes to lunchtime or dinner time. And so it's really important that you are consistent with posting. And so Ashley, just one more thing about stories. Tell us about the stories a little bit, how you post in the stories and how often you're doing it.
So every morning I try to post in my stories, and I try to make it all about like the same stuff. If I'm doing coffee, I'll do all about the coffee. If I'm doing cleanse, I'll do pictures of the cleanse. Lately it's been a lot about the opportunity. Sometimes, you know, you want to make it kind of go together, and sometimes I'll do like polls inside my stories, and you want to make sure your polls are always positive. So like, would you like to work from home? It would be yes or heck yes, not yes or no. So that's kind of how I put it, you know, when I'm doing the stories.
Yeah.
And I do it, I make sure when I do it in the morning, I have a lot there, and sometimes I'll add more at night for the next day, you know, but I try to keep it the same thing where it flows together.
Yeah, I love that. And so you guys, posting is literally so key, because that is how we let people know that we are open for business. That's how we let people know that, you know, the things that we have to offer or what we are passionate about. That is how you're letting people, like, they're going to buy into you from your post. They're going to see how you're using the products. They're going to see how you are using this business, what this business is doing for you, and they are going to, you know, start following you. They're going to start to watch you. And so just because somebody is not commenting or liking does not mean that they're not reading your post. Okay,
right? Like, I definitely feel like, you know, you can't, if you're serious about this business, you definitely got to be doing it every day. You can't miss a day. Your stories are great because, you know, you're adding friends every day, so somebody's gonna see your stuff eventually. And there's some people that don't ever comment on your stuff, but they're watching you for months to see if you're being serious about this.
Yeah.
So being consistent is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you said that. And for busy people who are working, it can still be done. Like, I started this business when I was working full time. And so I woke up a little bit earlier to make a post. I posted in between my patients. I posted at my lunch break. I posted right after I got out of work, in my car before I started driving. And then I posted before I went to bed. So it's very doable. It's just, you guys got to just, you know, make sure that you're fitting it into your schedule. It's a priority, right? Like, this is a business, and you have to keep it as a priority. So awesome. Ashley, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I mean, I think we pretty much, I got a whole bunch of notes here, but I think we kind of went over most of it, you know, in this little sum. Yeah, we went through everything I put.
Okay.
You know, we did.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Ashley. You're so awesome. And girlfriend, you are getting diamond. So Ashley is going for diamond, you guys. So everyone say just a little prayer for Ashley, and that she is diamond very soon. All right, thanks, girlfriend.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so number 1, you guys put on your notes, posting. Okay, posting is just so, so important. Okay, next one we're gonna do, let's see, who do I have? Allison? Yeah, Allison. Okay, let me spotlight you, girl. All right. So Allison, you guys, she is a diamond in the business. So she's a diamond leader and so amazing. So she is going to talk to us a little bit about, what do I have you talking about?
Adding to our network and interacting or building relationships.
Okay, perfect. Interacting and building relationships. Okay, so you guys, that's number 2, okay? Building relationships, interacting with our network, and building, like, you know, having people come to us because they trust us. Remember what we said, people are going to see your post, but they're going to buy into you because they're trusting you and you're building that relationship with them. Okay, so Allison, tell us a little bit about, you know, the importance of building a relationship with other people and like, and kind of what you do that. Like, how do you build relationships through social media? We're not face to face, you know?
Yeah, I would mainly just through our posting, I think that would be number 1. You want to have your face on there, and you want to have your family on there. You want to have your life posts about your life on there, and that makes all the difference as far as building relationships, I think. And let's see, there's some people like to, you know, when they add friends and stuff, they will message them or something, and I don't do that. I usually, like, my icebreaker for sending to new friends, I mean, I don't send it right away, but I figured offering to enter them into a drawing for $1,000 is a good icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love that.
that's what I usually do. But I also will interact with recent friends. So you would go into you have to go to your profile and then to view all friends. And then you can switch it over to recent friends and just go to their pages and interact on a few of their posts. Sometimes if there's like nothing good, like if they've just shared a bunch of stuff, I'll just go through and love a couple of them, react on a couple, but if I don't really have anything to say, then I'll move on to the next one so that I can get through a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And but it is good to comment at least 6 words. If you can ask a question, that's really good so that you can get more engagement back and forth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And then the more I'm engaging and getting more sending more host-to-posts out, it seems like the more host-to-posts I send, the more my posts are seen. So that helps engagement as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also I notice a huge difference if I'm not consistent in adding to my network, adding my friends. So I've been keeping track in my planner every day, writing down how many new friends I've gotten. And if it's an easy thing to go back and do too, if you haven't been writing it down, you can go to the, you go to your profile and then you go to the little settings wheel and then go to activity log and then category, added friends, and then it lists them by date. So today's date, all the friends that you've gotten, and then yesterday's date and all the friends you've gotten. So you can go back and write them. Like I just went back through. I wanted them on all the months, so I went back through and wrote them all down.
Yeah.
And they're on the same pages where I've written my potentials, which some of the potentials come from host-to-post. So obviously I'm getting new friends and potentials on the same days. But there's been a couple weeks recently where I've gotten 60 or more new friends a day.
So how do you grow your network? Like like people are asking in the chat, they're like,
yeah.
How are you growing your network? Like, what are your secrets? So tell us how you're growing your network. Like, what do you do each day to grow it?
Yeah, that kind of comes first. So we were having a heyday adding people from events, but they just cut us off from that. So now we can't view who's going other than our people who are already our friends. So but before I added from events, I mean, I was adding from anywhere, friends of friends. I've had one person get mad at me. I friended all my cousins' friends, and now she's my estranged cousin now. So because I sent her friends friend requests, and they were allowed to accept or not, but you know, so I get a little bit scared of doing that. I'll do it and not do all of them, and then go to someone else. Maybe not friend all their friends. But I will also do it randomly in groups or like ads. I've done a lot of those before. I get a little bit more picky on who I'm picking. I make sure it's a female, a picture of her face. Make sure it doesn't look like realtor. Like you can tell who is a realtor by their Facebook profile picture. And then I'll also, I went through a phase where I was like not adding any, like I was judging people by their name because I wanted to get some different kind of people. I don't know, different generation, but then it doesn't really matter because I get people from every generation. But what else did I do?
So you add from groups and business pages and ads, friends of friends, you guys. I would say that's a huge one going. Like that's what I did when I first started. And then also, Ashley, you mentioned before, or Allison, you mentioned before about that you do host to post. So you're probably adding a bunch of people from host to post. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing I did before events. Before we got into the whole events thing, I realized I hadn't been adding for a long time, nearly enough, and I needed a real boost. So all my host to posts that I was sending out were those ones for people to get entered in the drawing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those most of those will blow up. And then everybody who comments wants entered in the drawing, so they need to be my friend. Mm-hmm. And that's basically, those are posts for growing your network. Host to post for growing your network.
Yeah. And so do you have like a certain number that you want to try to add every day, that you want to increase your friend list every day by?
Yeah, at least 30. Okay.
Yeah. So those people who have less than 2,000 friends right now, your biggest tip is just to add as many people as possible.
Yeah, I can also tell you, and other people that I've told this, they agree. When you reach 2,000 friends, everything changes. Mm-hmm. People actually comment and like your posts.
Yeah. Get more interaction and yeah.
Yes. And also if you, I had a couple days that I got 60 or up to 100 for new friends. Mm-hmm. And the next couple days I got a ton of people commenting on my posts. Yeah. So I had tons of new potentials. So if you just get like a ton of new friends, and also people think that you are friending all these people and you have to build a relationship and takes time. And I'm noticing that as I'm consistently adding people, all my potentials and everybody I'm talking to are new people. Mm-hmm. People who comment on my posts, or people comment on my posts right after I friend them. So
that's awesome.
I mean, you have to think of it like, you know how you hustle and get a bunch of more host to posts out because you need customers right away or something? Uh-huh. Add friends too, because you can get customers right away just from adding friends.
Yeah, I love that. And you guys have to think of it like, we're in this big, social media is so huge. So there's no reason why you cannot grow your network like humongous. And so obviously it caps you out at 5,000, but you can also gain followers. But we're continuing to add and get rid of, right? Continue to add and get rid of those people who aren't, and so my biggest thing with adding too is, I just add people, and as they accept it, then that's when I say, okay, do I want them on my Facebook page or not? And so you can kind of see that way too. But that's number 2, you guys, is adding to your network and, building those relationships and just, being consistent with it. These things have to be done every single day. So, like Allison said, she's constantly commenting on people's stories and posts. and she's adding people every single day. So if you guys do not have 2,000 friends, I would encourage you guys to have that amount by the end of this month. You guys can literally, I think Amy told me, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something, that she literally added like 800 friends in like a week or something like that. Or like, it was a crazy amount. Maybe it was more than that. I don't even remember, but in a week, you guys. So I encourage you guys to definitely get up to 2,000 friends as soon as possible. So awesome. Allison, do you have anything else you'd like to add before we jump to Amy?
I know that another thing for adding to network, the interactive posts. If you post something like a really, really good quote or something really funny or really interactive that everybody's going to want to share, you can reach more people that way too. People will start coming to your page and seeing you. I've had people who haven't been my friends and that I haven't connected with message me for a product because they came to my page for some reason, you know? So just, you can bring people that way too.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a good tip. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. I think that those were so awesome. And I think that also just like, if you guys are new on here, like I hope that you guys are writing all this stuff down, because this is literally what we do every single day. This is how Allison got to Diamond. This is how I got to where I'm at, and Ashley and Amy and Christy, who's going to speak. So these are the building blocks, you guys. So make sure you're taking good notes. All right. Thanks, Allison. You're so sweet. Okay, so Amy is up next. Amy, let me spotlight you. So Amy, you guys, she is a triple diamond in our company, on our team. And Amy, you went triple diamond super fast. How long did it take you? Or how fast?
I want to say, let's see, July I started and I went triple in March. So yeah, it was pretty quick.
That's quick, you guys. So July, so that's like what, 8 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, can you imagine starting this business and then 8 months later making a 6-figure income? So Amy is just proof that it's possible, that it can be done. So awesome. Well, I'm so excited for you to share with us a little bit about what I feel is one of my favorite parts of doing the Core 4 and One More. This literally is like, I feel like everything that holds everything together. All of these things are so important, but this portion of the work, I feel like is what you see like results from really quickly. Obviously you need all of them, but so tell us a little bit about messaging. Why is it so important to message people?
So host to post is something that it's a huge part of growing your network. What we do is we ask people to make a post for us, and in return we'll put them into the drawing, and anybody who comments, we'll add them as a friend and we'll message them about whatever the post was about. So that's a huge way to grow your network, a huge way to sign loyal customers or distributors, whatever you're having them post about. Consistency with this is key. What I do is I just keep messaging people until I get at least 5 to 10 host posts out or more. So if I get 5 people to post for me and it blows up, there's tons of comments, then I'll stop there and take care of those people. But if there's like nobody commenting, I'll try to get another 5 out. And if nobody's commenting on those posts, I'll get another 5 out. So I just do it accordingly to, you know, how busy and active the posts are. But the consistency is really something, like if you're only doing it a couple days a week, you're going to see it in your business. If you do it every single day, you're going to just see your business grow, you know.
I love that you said that you do it until you see like that action, because I think it's so often so many people are like, okay, I just got 5 hosts to post out, I'm done for the day. But if all of those hosts to posts get literally no action, then it does you no good, right? And so
right.
I love how Amy says she's going until she's seeing results. If she gets out 5 and they don't do anything, she's gonna get out 5 more. And so, you know, she's going until she gets results. And then she said that consistency. consistency is so key in host to post. So if host to post isn't working for you, it's because there's something that needs to be tweaked in it. Host to post does work, but it's just how many people are you messaging and how often are you doing it? Are you doing it daily? And because, like Amy said, it's that consistency that's so important. So, Amy, so when, if host to post are, if people are like, okay, host to post is not working for me, would you say that there's anything else? Like, what are some tips that you have for them?
Well, to me, if people aren't either responding to you, if people aren't responding to you back and saying that they'll post for you, I think the message that you're sending is not working for your network. So what I did at the beginning of last month, because May was a really hard host to post month for me, so I changed it up. I changed my initial message to them, and it just, for my network, it just worked really well. So I've gotten more host to post out the last 2 months because I stuck with what was working for me. And also, whatever they're posting for you, if you're not getting a bunch of comments, maybe change the post that you're giving them. Like for me, ThermoFight X it works so good for me. So I use it all the time.
Yeah. I love that. And I love what you said. If you're not getting a response from your network, then change up that message that you're sending out. And sometimes you have to tweak it. Like sometimes like my message will send out really well, but then it starts to not, so I just have to tweak it a little bit. I don't know if it's the algorithm or if they even notice or what it is, but change up your messaging. And the other thing I like to do is I like to keep my messages, like when I'm sending them out, I like to like grab their attention. Whatever I can to grab their attention so that they end up responding to me. So I love that you said that. So talk to us a little bit about follow-ups, like how important, because that's part of the messaging, right? So I categorize the messaging with messaging new people, which is host to post, and messaging follow-ups. So can you kind of tell us about how to follow up, like the importance of it, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so what I do with follow-ups, I have a notebook and I write everybody who comments on a host to post or a post on my page. I'll write their name down and I'll put like LC or DT next to their name, depending on what they're interested in. And depending on like what they tell me is when I follow up with them. If they say next Friday I can order the ThermoFight X because I get paid, I'll follow up with them. So what I do is I set a reminder on my phone, but I also write it down in my notebook and I put a date next to it. That way I know I'm not going to miss it. If they're kind of more vague and they're like, well, I can't right now because I'm, broke, I'll wait a couple weeks or, I'll wait a couple weeks because most people get paid every 2 weeks. And then I'll follow back up with them. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, if they say I just can't do it right now at all, but I'm really interested in trying the wraps or something, I usually try to write what product next to their name, and that way if we get a promotion coming out, like a BOGO wrap promotion, I'll go through all the people that had said that they were interested in that product and I'll message those people. But I always make sure to write everybody down because I'm more of a visual person. I use reminders in Messenger as needed, but that's how I do my follow-ups.
Yeah, I love that so much. I use those reminders too. So I'm the same way. I have to write everyone down, but I love how Facebook Messenger has those reminders. So if somebody's like, okay, Amy, I want to get signed up on the 5th, then you go in the Messenger, you put it in there so that they also get a reminder on the 5th that they're ready to do the weight loss product, but then you also go in the morning, send them a message, right? Just to follow up with them. So somebody asked Amy, Tiff asked, how many times do you follow up after being ghosted?
What I usually try to do is if they say, okay, Friday I'm going to order, and then they ghost me, I'll message them the next day because sometimes they just get busy. And if they still ghost me, I'll wait like a week And then if they still ghost me, I'll wait a little longer than that. But I usually do the very next day when it's something like they're like really excited about, because a lot of the time they do just get busy, and they might have not even seen your message, you know. So yeah.
I love that. And I kind of do the same. Like I just call it a 1-1-2-1 rule. So I do 1 day, 1 week, I'm sorry, 1-2-1-2-1 rule. So 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, and then 1 month. So that's kind of what I do because, so then you can always, so like if they totally ghost me, Tiffany, like I will literally, after like my 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, I put them on my monthly list. And then I just contact them monthly until either they say, hey, I don't want this, or until they order it. So so Jennifer asked really quick, she asked, how often do you follow up with somebody, which we just went over? Do you always go for no? And do you get discouraged when people tell you no? That's a good question.
Yeah, that is. And I actually wanted to bring that up because when I first started, I was really afraid to hear no. I was afraid to send host-to-post messages out because I didn't want to hear, somebody be rude to me or even just say no. Following up with people, I was the same way, but the more I send the host-to-post messages out, the more I realize that there's way more people that you're either going to just not answer you, or they'll post for you, or they'll order from you, or they'll be nice to you, than there are rude people. And with the rude people, I just block them and move on. It does, we're going to get rude people, but once I got past that fear, I feel like the last 2 months my business has just been thriving because I don't even care anymore. I'm just messaging every day and doing everything I need to do every single day. So that's my take on it.
I love that. And you guys know why she doesn't care? Because her why, the reason she's doing this business, is so much more important than what somebody through their internet, through social media, is caring about. Her why is so much more important than what somebody else is thinking or feeling about her messaging them. And the thing is, you guys, I've been doing this for 5 years. I have never had somebody message me and be like, stop messaging me. Like, you're annoying me. Like, nobody has ever said that to me. I will tell you, everyone is always like, thank you so much for, being persistent. Thank you so much for following up. I just got so busy. Thank you so much for, staying on top of me. Like, I can tell that you really care. That's what you get when you're following up with people. When you just, leave somebody, that's just like, they're just like a number to you, right? If you're not following up with them, and you just like leave them and you're like, oh, I don't want to bother them. To them, it's showing that you don't really care. And I will tell you, just personally, that's how I was. Do you guys remember those Jamboree nails? I don't even know if they're still existing, or it's like those like sticker nails that people would put on. Well, it was huge like a few years ago. Maybe it still is, I don't know. But I remember seeing them pop up, and I had a few friends who did it. And I remember I reached out to somebody. I'm like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about that? And she told me about it. And I was like, okay, awesome. Like, I want to order some. And she was like, okay, just go to my website. So I went, or I don't even think I went to her website. I think I got busy or something. But the point is I kept seeing her post. I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to message her and order some. But I never did because I was just scrolling through and I was out and about and I just didn't. But if she would have messaged me and followed up and say, hey, Amanda, did you go to my website? Do you know which ones you want? I would have ordered right then and there. But she never followed up with me. She never did. And so finally what happened is I was like out and about at like an event and somebody had some, so I ordered right then and there. But if this person would have followed up with me, easily would I have ordered from her, but she never did. And I took it as like, well, she obviously doesn't want my business. She obviously doesn't want my sell. So that is what your network feels too. So if you're not following up with people, you're really doing a disservice, not only to your business, but it's showing your your potential, that you don't really care if they get that sell or not. You don't really care if they join your team or not. And guess who they're going to go to? That next person who's right there, who's going to say, hey, let me have your information so I can get you ordered right now. That's who they're going to sign up with. So I love that. Amy, do you have anything else you want to add about messaging or following up?
No, other than that is totally true, because I follow up with people from months and months ago, and they will come back and just say, oh my gosh, yeah, I do want to order it now that, their car is fixed, or whatever it was that stopped them from ordering before. So following up is just huge. I still have a list from when I first started, of all my potentials. So
yeah, I love that so much. And I will tell you guys, a lot of you guys who are my personally enrolled distributors on here, I was probably talking to you for at least 12 months, 2 years, like some of you guys even longer than that. And so following up is just so important. And okay, so that is that's the fourth core. That's the fourth one that we have to do every single day, the fourth task. So let's just go over them really quick. So posting, you guys. Allison talked about building relationships. That's number 2. And then she also talked about growing your network. That's number 3. And then Amy just talked about messaging and categorizing those messages into host to post and to following up. And so I love that. Let me see if there was any other questions about before I move on. Okay, Gail says, how long do you spend on each task, sending friend requests, interacting, etc.? Do you want to answer that, Amy?
Wait, what was that? I'm sorry.
Gail said, how long do you spend on each task, sending friend requests and interacting?
I think it just depends on my day, because my kids are in different sports and everything like that. What I do is I get up in the morning. The first thing I do is I do my tasks, my 4 tasks. But then I might do it again in the afternoon, and I always do it again in the evening before I go to bed, because I like to wake up to messages, because it starts my day off really, it just motivates me when I wake up to people messaging. So to me, definitely in the morning, and then kind of depending on my day, I'll do it throughout the day as well.
Mm-hmm. I love that too. And I agree. I think that everything should be able to get done depending on what your goals are, or if you're promoting that month. But you should be able to do all of these tasks within an hour of your day. If not more. It depends on what rank you're at and what your goals are. Like if you're pushing for a promotion, you're probably going to double or triple that. And it depends on what promotion and kind of how far you are, that kind of thing. So, but I agree. I think you guys, you have to figure out what you need. So if you need a lot of network right now, you're going to be spending more time building that network, right? You're going to spend more time than just 10 minutes building your network. If you feel like you're not getting a lot of interaction, then you need to up your interaction. I don't think that there should be like a set time on how you do it. I think that there should be a set results. So if that makes sense. So you should have every single day before you go to bed, the number of potentials that you want on your list, right? So if you want 5 new distributor potentials and 10 new loyal customer distributors, then you need to figure out what you need to do with those 4 things on how to get them. And then Tanya asked, do you message other than host to post? Example, do you message like for product models, or do you message from your story views?
I don't message for product models unless they commented on my post or a host to post, but I do message people that viewed and commented or viewed and like on my stories. Sometimes I'll do polls, and if they honestly, anybody who views a story that I put up about a product or about the opportunity, I try to message. And somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody was saying if they don't have time to message everybody right away, because sometimes a lot of people will view your story, just screenshot who viewed your message, and then you can go back later in the day or the next day and message them. So yeah, I do message the people from my story.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that so much. And yeah, Allison says she wants like for her results, like, you know, if her team can do 3 hours, and I think that that's pretty amazing. Again, I think it really depends on what goals you're after. You know, how close are you for that promotion? And I would say if you're wanting diamond or above, if you're treating this like a business, then you are going to spend more time on it. You are going to spend a little bit, you know, more time messaging. You're going to message more people. You're going to reach out to more people and grow your network more. So it really depends on what goal. You know, some of you guys are just wanting $200 or $300 extra a month. Can you do that if you're doing an hour a day? Absolutely. I 100% believe that you can. If you're wanting diamond or above, yeah, you're going to want to work a little bit more and treat each one of these tasks, you know, and just do a little bit more with each one. So again, it just depends on what you're going for. And I know Allison's team is going for a double and, you know, they're going for big things. So they're probably going to be working quite a bit. Again, is this business made to work 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This business is not made to be a full-time, you know, job, a full-time, you know, hourly job kind of thing. It's made to work part-time, but get full-time, you know, pay for that. So, okay. So let's see, I am going to, we're going to go to Christy because I know she has a lot of really good things, and then we'll answer some more questions at the end. But Christy, so that was number 4, you guys, okay? Remember, we call it the core 4 and one more. This one is one of my favorite things, and I'm so glad that Christy's even talking about it because she is just phenomenal with self-development and mindset. And actually, before this business, you guys, she was doing so much of this even before she started this business. So she already had like a solid mindset coming in, and it's no wonder she went to diamond in like a hot minute because she already had that mindset going for her. So Christy, my sweet friend, will you, let me spotlight you and then I'll unmute you. Thank you so much, Amy. You're so amazing. I love all your tips you gave.
You're welcome.
All right, Christy. So tell us, like, there's so many new people in this business, like on this team. And I will tell you, I did not even know what self-development was probably until like a year into my business. So you already coming into this business knowing what this is. Can you tell a little bit about like what self-development is?
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't really call it self-development. I don't really know. I mean, I'm in my 40s now, but I actually started this, like I learned about The Secret. And The Secret, if anybody doesn't know about it, it's just about throwing your positive thoughts out to the universe because that's what you're going to get back. And then I love self-help books. I've been reading them since, you know, and I never called it self-development, but I guess it is now that I know a little bit more from this business. So yeah, I've been doing it since in my mid-20s. So this is a topic that, to me, this is fun. This is not even work at all. Like, I love doing this. I don't, you know, we say that you need to be doing this. I mean, a lot of our business is about others. And this is the one thing that it's about you and, you know, what you need to bring to the table for you and your self habits and the stuff that you need to do to grow on your journey. So you can help others as well. So, yeah.
I love that. I love how you put that. I never thought of it that way, that all these tasks that we do, they're for helping other people, right? They're for customers and helping them on our products and helping our team grow. But the self-development is for you. Like that, I never thought of that way. And I love that because it really is like, it's all about you and your journey and your, you know, your growth, you know, how you want to grow and what parts of your life you want to grow in. So I love that so much. So kind of just dive in. So you kind of said what, how did, like, if somebody's just starting self-development or, you know, that, their journey with that, like, how do they do that? Like, what do you do for your self-development every day? How does somebody do that?
Well, so self-development is something that, I mean, everything is in consistency and it just gets better and better. So for self-development, it's really something that you want to do on a daily basis, of course. I mean, it's something that's going to help our business. But I mean, if you're not doing self-development for yourself, it's going to be hard to your, you know, I mean, if you're not personally growing, then your business is not really going to go anywhere, I feel like. So for me, I mean, the things that I do, well, for one, if you're just jumping onto our team or you're new at this, you don't really know this, but Amanda, so when Amanda, you throw out a lot of, self-development books and what you're reading, and obviously you're amazing and you're, super successful. So we did a book club, and Amanda had showed me a book, and it's called Miracle Morning. And it's such a game changer. It's, it's this guy who basically tells you all of these things that he does on his daily and that he puts in his morning. Now, you can do self-development at any time. I personally like to do it in the morning. Ever since I read this book, I have done it consistently every day. And it's something that I love to do. I don't just stop there. I do it all day. And some of the things that you do when you do self-development is wake up an hour earlier for yourself. I mean, everybody needs to take that me time. I know I do. I need to, and especially doing it when everybody's asleep. My husband's asleep. My son's asleep. It's silence, and we all were in this book club, and we all had these like aha moments. And one of the things he says, and I don't know exactly if I'm going to say it right, but he says that, it's more powerful to be in like 1 hour of silence than reading a book for a whole year. And I don't know why, I was like, whoa, that's deep, like that's pretty amazing. So, some of the things that he says, like when we do our visualization and we think about like just closing your eyes and just thinking about where you want to be in life, where the end result is. I mean, we're never ending. We're always growing and learning. And that's our journey here in this physical world. So doing your affirmations, journaling, reading, just reading in silence, just complete silence. It's super quiet. Don't look at your phone. Don't start your business. Don't have the TV on. Just total silence. This is everything I do in the morning. I do my affirmations. I do journaling. Now, journaling is something, some people are really good at journaling their thoughts and writing it down. I had just learned about this thing called scripting, and it's just like journaling. It's writing your thoughts down, but it's kind of, I just got a book, and I start out with just, instead of writing how I'm feeling or, how I'm feeling that day, it's the same thing every day. You start out with the same. It's just, you put, I am so happy and grateful now that, like, it's already existing in your life as of right now. That pretty much everything you throw out to the universe, you're basically saying it as if you have it right now. So, it starts out the same thing, and it just says, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then you do whatever, one of mine is, I'm so happy and grateful now that me and my family have a nice house that we can grow into and build a foundation of memories. That is just one of so many. And I usually write and I script a page and a half. And that's kind of my journaling, but whatever makes you feel good, or however you want to do it, just do it. And it's supposed to flow. Don't think about it too much. I do my being grateful every morning. I say what I'm grateful for in the now, because when you're grateful for what you have right now, you're opening yourself up to other things that you could be grateful for. And so all these other things that are going to come into your life that you can be grateful for. He talks about in this book, movement of the body. Now, I don't go work out. That's something I'm going to work on, but just moving your body, like doing yoga or just doing stretching. And then I do my praying, so whatever it is for you, praying to your angels or praying to the universe or praying to God, so after I script, I change up the, I am so happy and grateful now that, and I say, thank you, God, that, and I say the same exact thing that I wrote down, like I already have it in existence. So that is, you know, those are some of the things. Surround yourself with positive people, people that inspire you, people that are, you know, just are growing and learning too, because I mean, surrounding yourself with negative people is not going to do anything for your personal growth, and it's not going to do anything for your business. So those are just some of the, I mean, the daily task I do. And I don't stop there. Any moments I have during the day, I do my affirmations. I write down all my affirmations on a piece of paper. I have this on my fridge, and I go, once I do like my visuals and I say that I'm grateful and all of those things, I say my affirmations, and I say those throughout the day when I'm working, when I'm driving the kids, when it's schoolers and I'm driving, they don't know what I'm talking about. I just do my affirmations as I'm driving. I do it all day. And then I, you know, so I start my morning with affirmations and I end my night with affirmations. I turn on my meditations, and that's how I fall asleep. So this is an all day thing for me because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
So much. That is such good information. We need to have you like on an entire Zoom. But I remember when I first started this business, probably like a year into it, like when I started doing self-development, I remember another top leader, she was on a Zoom, and she said, if you want your paycheck to increase, you have to increase your self-development because they are
Yes. Yeah.
so your self-development is going to be parallel to your income. So the higher your self-development is, the higher your paycheck is going to be. And I will tell you, like, I think the minute that I started like really like diving into self-development and really just like, I mean, the Miracle Morning completely changed, you know, my life, our business.
Me too.
Yeah. And, you know, and so if you guys haven't done that, like, you know, Christy and I both like recommend like starting with the Miracle Morning. And it's so great because he literally teaches you what to do every step of the way. And so like what Christy was saying is like, you know, she's not doing it. I asked when. That was one of my questions. I asked when. Yeah, that's it. And like she was saying, any time. And it's addicting, huh, Christy? Like the more that we do it, we see the impact that it has on us. And so we just want it more and more. And I will tell you, when I don't do it, that's when I feel like, you know, my days are harder and they're not as productive.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, it's just, you can totally tell like a night and day. And my husband will even say, did you do your Miracle Morning today? And I'm like, shoot, like,
I just know because I feel off. I feel, and when I'm in my car and you feel so productive, like I'm in my car, like I have to be at work by 7:45, and went by 7:00, I did all of this stuff for myself, and I feel so at peace. I don't know about anybody else, but like, I just feel like peaceful and calm. And I feel different when I don't put that in, and it changes your self-talk. It changes a lot of like your bad habits that you had. And I mean, I'm still so much on my journey, but you know, I mean, it does, like you start to do this every day and you're consistent with it. Like anything else, you start to feel those little improvements in your mindset and, you know, how you feel about yourself and your confidence and all of that kind of stuff. It really does help.
It does. So how do you think, like, why do you think it's so important to do this in this particular business? Like, what is it that you feel like this particular thing, like we make it a must in our business? Why do you think it's so important?
Well, I think it goes hand in hand with the business. I think that the more positive you are and the better mindset that you have, I mean, you become more confident. That definitely helps your business because just like Amy said, you just don't care after a while. You're like immune to the nose and you're not as sensitive. So you're just like, no, move on. And I mean, I did invest a little bit more, and I had talked to you about the program that I got, and it helps with your subconscious mind, because that's where, you know, I mean, we have an autopilot part of our mind where we just wake up and we do our daily task. We get our, you know, kids ready for school, and we just, you know, or whatever, we go to college and, you know, we go to our classes or we do whatever. But our subconscious mind is where all of our, you know, our fear base and our anxiety and how we feel about ourselves and what we grew up with. And all of that, some of that negativity, and it's so hard to kind of get that out. And so doing all of this and your self-development and keeping it consistent, it starts to retrain your brain. And obviously you just being, you know, like personal development is just going to help you get to your best self. And then you just stop really caring about what others think, and you just do for you and you do for your family. And that's, you know, that's definitely going to help your business.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like, you know, with self-development, I feel like we're on this constant, like you said, that we're on this constant growth of improving ourselves. And sometimes we, you know, we see certain areas that we're doing great at, but some other areas we don't. And I think with self-development, it could be anything that's going to make you feel abundance, like make you feel abundance in so many other, you know, like this business, we are all here to make money, right? But you guys will see that this business, there's so much more than just making money. It is literally 80 to 90% self-development, 80%, 90% mindset, and we get paid to like improve ourselves, which is so amazing. And so I'm so glad that you spoke upon this, because you literally are, probably more knowledgeable about self-development, all this kind of stuff than I am. And so for you to like, you know, explain what it is and to give us all these nuggets, I think is a huge part. And that's why we call it the core 4. Those 4 steps are the action steps we should be doing every single, like the tasks. But the self-development is just a must. Like it's just something, it should be like an everyday breathing activity that we do. So Christy, do you have any other tips or any other thing you want to say about self-development or mindset, anything like that, and how people can really utilize this, or, you know, anything else you'd like to share? I mean, you covered a lot.
Yeah, I pretty much covered everything, but it's, you know, it's just, I would have never really, I don't know. I feel like when you start doing these tasks every day, you start to realize, like, I mean, it really is your me time, and everybody needs their me time, and everybody needs to give that to themselves. And it's really special because we're constantly busy, and we're giving ourselves to others. And, you know, I mean, it's just, and we need to do for ourselves. And, yeah, I just feel like it's super important. So I wish everybody can take the time and just work on themselves like this, and just know that they're, you know, like to come first, like you're first. And then, you know, because when your cup is full, you can give so much more to everybody else.
I love that. So just one more thing. Do you wake up earlier before everyone else in your house wakes up to do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wake up, well, okay. So people who have not read the Miracle Morning yet, that is, so that's one of the things he says, how many times do you punch in the snooze button and you don't want to wake up? I did that so many times. And now what he says is you just, so what I do is I put my phone all the way to the other side of the room. I plug it in so it's charged for the next day. And so I have to get up with that annoying sound that is playing. And then I get up and then I go to my bathroom and I wipe my face, and then I go to my couch and I start doing all of my self-development stuff, all of the stuff that I mentioned to you guys. Like that's exactly what I do every day. That is, I am consistent because it's more fun for me. You know, it's fun and I love it, and I can tell that it's working and it's changing the way that I think. And I mean, I still have a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong, because it takes a little bit, but I'm getting there, and I love that I invested in myself every day, and it makes me, I feel like it gives me more self-worth. Like I love that I'm working on myself and I'm making myself first so I can give to other people.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. And just to let you guys know, like the Miracle Morning, they say like there's actual statistics, and this is what like really like kind of like geared me to like do the Miracle Morning, is there are actual statistics showing that when you wake up earlier than you, like people in your house, or you wake up an hour earlier than, you know, you normally do, you are more patient, you are more productive, you are more successful, you are more like there's just so many statistics. Like, you are healthier, you're happier, you sleep better. I mean, the list can go on and on. You have less anxiety, you have less health problems. Like, there's so many things that back up waking up a little bit earlier. And I will say, like Christy was saying, like, it's kind of a struggle because I'm the same way. Like, I'll turn off my alarm and all this stuff. But in that book, he also said, something on the lines is, if you keep turning off your alarm, you're literally telling yourself that your day is not worth you waking up, that what you're doing, what your goals are not worth you doing them. And so you're literally saying that to yourself, like, well, I have no purpose to wake up. And so we should always be going to bed with a purpose and waking up with so much excitement, like going to bed and then waking up with so much excitement. Like, like that trip, like the night before, we're so excited, we're so anxious. Well, when our alarm goes off, guess what we're going to do? We're going to get up because we're so excited for that trip. And that's what this book says, is like, if you got to wake up and be excited for your day. How we wake up is how we start our day. And so I think it's so amazing. So thank you so much, Christy. You are so incredible.
Awesome.
So much value. I feel like that was so incredible just to even end off of. Do any of you guys have any questions? I know, I think it was Allison. She's like, give us a quick view of your Cliff Notes. So maybe after your course that you're doing, we should get you on a Zoom and just do like, teach us what you learned. But let me go through these. If you guys have questions, feel free to unmute your phone.
I have a question for you, Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that so many of the tasks are phenomenal for people that have like full-time jobs or even part-time jobs aside from this. Now, for some of us that are able to be home and do this full-time, I think it's super easy to get lost in the scrolling or unintentional work. So knowing that you do this full-time and you've got kids as I do, what is your day-to-day routine? Do you get up before the kids and like do your core 4 and more and then like you're done for the day aside from posting, or like walk me through your day?
No, so I start my day off just like what Christy said. I do wake up earlier. In fact, I've been waking up, the goal is 4, but I've been waking up around like 4:30, 4:45, and to do just this miracle morning. I've been doing miracle morning for probably a good 1.5 years, 2 years now. So just for that. But when you do that, I feel like, just like what Chrissy was saying, it sets your day up completely, and you're more organized and you're more intentional with your time. And so when you fill your cup up, and that's the very first thing I do, is that self-development, like Christy was saying, when you do that first, you already kind of have a game plan going on. You already have your day kind of scheduled out. Like, that's one of the things I do, is I kind of schedule out like my day, and I visualize how my day is going to go and what things I need to do and when I'm going to do it. And so my day, honestly, I have 2 busy boys, you guys, so my schedule looks different every single day. But I wake up, I do my miracle morning, and I'll do my first post. I just try to make sure that I'm posting every like 2-3 hours depending on my day. And then I just do my tasks throughout the day. I get messages done. If, my kids are home from school, so I'll make sure that an hour in the middle of the day that we all have our own time. I make my boys go into separate rooms. They can do puzzles, they can color, they can do, something maybe on the iPad, do like an educational thing, whatever it is. We all have our own time, and that's my hour that I can work. And then I work at nighttime a lot. My kids know at 7 o'clock, mommy's in the casita and I'm working. This is like my work hours. So I would say the biggest thing, whether you're working or you're staying at home, is to have those office hours set. Like, you have to have, when are you going to work? And you have to make sure that your family knows this is mommy or daddy's job. Like, this is my job, so that I can help get us, so that we can go on this vacation, or so that we can pay this, or that so you can have new school clothes. I have to work. So I might be on my phone a little bit more, but at least I can have you right by my side, stuff like that. My kids know, like, if I'm voice messaging like around the house, they know to wait before they ask me something, because so many times I told them, mommy's working, you guys, like, you can't interrupt, or you can't yell, you can't scream when mommy's on the phone working. This is how mommy gets to stay home with you. And so I think just making your work very intentional, I will say it is so, for me, it was so much easier to get my work done when I worked full time. And that is because I only had a certain amount of time to work my business. And so I made that time very intentional. When you are home and you have free range of your time, it is almost harder because you have free range of your time. So you have to be very, very determined and just self-disciplined to say, okay, this is when I'm working. I am going to wake up early. I have to stay up later. I have to work, at this time. And then just let your kids know too, if you guys have kiddos. But that would be my thing. And then again, you have to have, like Christy was saying, it's mindset. How important is this business to you? How important are you doing this? How important is it for your family? And that should never come in the way of you working your business. And sometimes that means you have to sacrifice some sleep. But again, like Christy was saying, that's when mindset comes into. Telling yourself that you're not going to be tired when you wake up, you're not going to be tired. But if you tell yourself, man, it's midnight, I'm going to be so tired in the morning, you're going to wake up because you just thought of that and you're going to be so tired in the morning. So self-development plays a huge role in all of this. All right, my friends. Well, everyone who spoke, you guys, thank you so much for giving us all of your tips, all of your advice. I think that this was so amazing. And you literally just taught all of us how to work our business every single day. That's what I love. So I hope that you guys took some really good notes. And I hope that you guys follow through. Take what we learned, you guys, and don't just soak it in, but apply it. That's the thing, right? You can take all the notes you want, but if you're not going to apply it, it does you no good. So make sure you're applying it. Make sure that you're teaching your team this, because we had some good stuff going on tonight. All right, my friends, thank you guys so much. All of you guys who spoke, thank you for spending your time with us. And everyone on, thank you guys. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.